Morning. Today is today is the 16th. Today is June 16th. I wanted to put up a video today to acknowledge the fathers out there and to wish you a happy Father's Day. It's been approximately since 2003 since I've been engaged, actively engaged, and been able to have a relationship with my own seeds that are pretty far from me at the moment, but never in the spirit. I always think about them. I got my life back, getting my life back in order, and all I can do is show you instead of tell you that one day we might be able to enjoy each other's company and be back in each other's lives. That being said, today being Father's Day, I think about also those that are orphans, those whose parents have passed away, those who are fathers that are locked away, those who have they just don't have a chance to reconnect or be with their children. And I say to myself, thank goodness that for those of us who've accepted this superior divine force we call God, right? A lot of us see God as a heavenly father, they say, as a father figure or as a entity that behaves in a manner that we learn from having our own father or older brother. We say, well, I hear that our Father in heaven or our the God that had created everything or in charge of everything, that God is always compared to like a father. Personally, the God should be compared to a father, a mother, the union of various entities. But predominantly one of mighty provision. Provision, the Hebrew word Jireh, Jehovah Jireh, is my God, my provider. And if you're a parent, you know, at the very least, if you love your kids and whatnot, you know or understand that if it's raining outside, you want your kid to have a shelter. If your child is hungry, you want your child to have food to eat. If your child is suffering, you don't want your child to suffer. So provision basically means to take care of us, to take care of our necessity or to be our caretaker, to provide. Provision means to provide for us. So this miraculous entity that I call God on today is a perfect example of what it is to be a great parent. If you read the scriptures, whether it's if you believe in the scriptures and you read whether you read the Old Testament, especially the words from King David. If you go through Psalms, Psalm says God, because King David wrote Psalms when he was on the run. He was actually running from another king who eventually he replaced, but there was a lot of people after him. So he wrote one Psalm specifically that said, "You are the God of restoration," and another Psalm that says that God takes those that are displaced and without families, and God places them in families. Imagine that. Just those two examples. So here we have a picture of God restoring us. I think it's Psalms 23, where he says, "You are the restorer of my soul." That means you bring me back to where I need to be. You fix me up, basically. And then the other verse says that if you're an orphan or if you don't have a family, our God, that very God will take you and place you into a family. It's in Psalms 2. It's great when I think about God, the spiritual entity, the forces of good and evil, the forces of sickness and health, and the balance of the earth and the world. I think, man, there's perfect order. It's just on us to figure out where we fall and then follow it, right? So this morning, I just want to say happy Father's Day to all of the fathers that don't get to play, that really ain't deadbeats, but they just maybe relapse and had a bunch of years that were lost, and they've been labeled and stigma placed a stigma upon them because of their behavior, and they're actually trying to get their lives back together. Not only get their lives back together, but they love to see their kids again. If you're a deadbeat and then this is the mode that you want to remain in with respect to you don't care about your children, or you want other people to raise them and you don't ever want to be a dad, that's fine. We have the ability to live in that manner. But for those of us that have made bad decisions, that have spent time in recovery mode and different aspects, that are trying to get this life back together so that one day we can be a dad again, it hurts sometimes. It hurts to not receive the play when we should. But I understand that. It just makes me want to work that much harder. So to those that are trying to get back into regular living and in their kids' life, stay encouraged. That ain't an easy walk. You can do it. Please remember, because the legal system says you could do something, it doesn't mean you should do it. Be wise. Just because somebody says you can do something does not mean that you should do it. That is good for the kids. Consult with a parent, consult with an attorney, consult with a life coach or a religious person at your faith-based organization or institution. Get advice before you rush into your kid's life after being gone for 10 or 20 years. They done already made a brand new life. You don't want to shock them. You want to try hard. You want to do it correctly. Consider who else is in their life. It's not bad to consider if they're married again, or to consider the husband of the mother, or whatever, the wife of the husband. If you, well, we're talking about fathers here, so it's wise of us to consider, if we love our kids, to consider the entire picture before we go in there and start steamrolling. And hey, man, the law lets me do this, so I'm gonna. No, man, be smart. So have a great Father's Day today. Today is Sunday. Week's coming up. The week is brand new. It's coming up. This morning is brand new. God's mercies are new every morning. That's what I believe. A lot of us believe that. So enjoy your Father's Day and give them babies and them kids hugs. Even if they're 40 or 50 years old, they're still your kids. Even if your seed did not create them, your seed created them. They're your kids, damn it. All right? That's all. Love y'all. Talk to you soon. Bye.